Hey guys, Andrew here, and this is Blue Collar and Rich. Guys, I wanted to film a quick video for you and talk about a board game. I want to talk about a board game called Cashflow. This board game, and I got it right here to show it to you guys. This board game right here, boom, take a look. It was created by a man named Robert Kiyosaki. You may have heard of that guy once or twice. And he's obviously the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I think Rich Dad, Poor Dad sold about 65 million copies, something like that. It's a super popular book, highly recommend it. But I actually learned a long time ago that the reason why he wrote that book was actually to promote this board game Cashflow. Pretty cool, right? So the reason why he wanted to promote this board game is because Robert Kiyosaki understands the cone of learning. I think I'll attach some information here for you guys to check out as well. But the way the cone of learning works is if you read a book, it's a very passive form of learning. You actually only retain about 10% of the knowledge gained 2 weeks later. Whereas if you fall down that cone of learning, that pyramid of learning, and you get to a more active range, meaning you're teaching a crowd, or you're speaking on stage, or you're participating in an activity, doing something, taking action, that's no longer passive learning, that's active learning, okay? So the reason why this board game is so valuable is because, yes, it teaches you financial literacy and financial education, but you're actually going to retain the knowledge in this board game far better, far stronger. You're going to internalize that information and that content way easier than you ever could reading a book. I played this game with friends, colleagues. My wife and I play this game. It's just nice to do a little check-in every once in a while regarding financial literacy and making sure that you have a good understanding of these concepts. So why am I talking about it? Well, because it's important, and this ties into Blue Collar and Rich. This ties into helping you guys develop your financial awareness and grow your financial independence. This game I'm going to attach a link here at the bottom that you'll find at the bottom of this video, so if you wanted to buy the game. If you want to check out the game without buying it first, you have that option. You can go to the Rich Dad site, and you can actually play the online version of this for free. It's great. I've done it a couple times when I just needed a quick fix, but I wouldn't say it's quite as powerful as the real thing. Why? Because when you do your deals and you do those calculations, the calculations are actually done for you by itself. Okay, and the reason why that's not as powerful is because you're not going to internalize this content quite as easily, because you're not actually writing down the information. So what am I talking about? When you get the real board game, the actual physical product, you're going to get these things called income statements. I know I'm throwing some vocabulary at you now. So the incomes, you're going to be assigned a profession, maybe a doctor, maybe a janitor, and then you're going to have to start out the game. You're going to have to fill in those numbers in your income statement. It's basically, some people call this game like Monopoly on steroids. And yes, it's similar to Monopoly, but I would say it's a lot better because you have to go through this process and actually do these calculations. And there's an app as well that you can download to your phone, so that when you're playing this physical game, you would actually just plug in the numbers and the calculations are done for you. But again, I highly advise, I suggest that you do the calculations yourself, actually erase the numbers, write the new ones in as the game progresses. And I'm not going to teach you guys how to play the game, because you know what, there's tons of videos on YouTube that do that for you. And the game itself is actually quite self-explanatory. You know, there's a rule book in there. They're pretty good at showing you how to play the game. And once you get through the game once or twice with some friends or some family members, you'll get the hang of it real quick, I promise. So, but to give you a quick idea, the game starts off with your rat, and you're going around the rat race, around and around and around, again and again, collecting paychecks and participating in deals as they present themselves. You're going to quickly learn that the rat race sucks, much like it does in real life. And once you get yourself out of the rat race, this is the real game. Okay, this is where you really are put to the test. But once you get out of the rat race, then you get onto what's called the fast track, and you can almost put your feet up. It's quite easy to play the game at that point. You basically just wait until the game's over, and you're almost coasting, because it's not that difficult at that point. You start to get rewarded for all the hard work and effort that you put in while you were in the rat race, living paycheck to paycheck, much like we all do in the real life, right? So This game does mimic the real world situation. You'll find that how you behave or react to situations in the game quite often mirrors how you react and behave in real life situations in life. Okay, so I'll attach a link to the bottom of this video here if you want to pick up the game. If you want to check it out first before buying the real thing, definitely go to Robert Kiyosaki's website and play the online version. I hope you guys found this video helpful and insightful, and with any luck you're playing the game already. If you are, write a comment below, let me know how you're doing, and if you have anything curious about this game. Plus also, guys, I almost forgot to mention meetup.com, meetup groups. No matter where you live and what city, if you can't find someone that wants to play this game with you, I promise, go to meetup.com. You will find a meetup group nearby. I live in Vancouver, and there's all kinds of cash flow meetup groups around here. So check out that site, and I promise you'll find some like-minded people. Not only will you play the game, but you might be able to form some business partnerships and relationships and help leverage each other, because you'll be probably reading the same books and reading the same blogs and checking out the same content, right? So yeah, fill in the comment below there if you got a question for me, or if you just want to share your experience with the Cashflow game. I'd love to hear from you. Hit that thumbs up button and that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you want to learn more content that follows along these lines. Okay guys, have a great day. Take care. Talk to you real soon.